Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm going to explain why I'm doing a 2-day fast. So people who follow my content, they know that for about a year and a half now, I only eat about 3 or 4 hours per day, every single day. And this means that it's usually a very big 3 or 4 course meal. I start with fruits, and then an hour later I start with like a raw salad, and then an hour later I eat cooked vegetables, and then about 30 minutes later I finish it off with like nuts and coconut milk or coconut meat. Now, I've been doing this for about a year and a half, but lately, every once in a while, maybe every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, I would do 2-day fast. And that means that it would be 45 or 46 hours where I haven't eaten anything except for water, which is drinking. There's 0 calories. And between this 46-hour period, I would also be working out twice. So it's 2 regular hardcore workouts. And I wanted to explain why I'm doing this. But if you are looking for scientific explanations as to why I'm doing these kinds of fasting, this video is probably not for you, because I read a lot of books and articles, but once I understand and I accept the arguments and I decide that it's something that I want to do, I forget about all these technical jargon. So I'm going to talk to you about my experiences as to why I'm doing it and the benefits, and hopefully it would benefit you as well. I also want to explain that if you're new to fasting, you've never done it before, I do not recommend you to do a 2-day fast. Why? It's not because there are side effects or it's harmful for you. It's because if you're not used to the mental framework and you don't have the correct attitude or understanding when it comes to food or fasting, you're probably not going to succeed with a 2-day fast. And I don't want you to try something and fail, because it might discourage you and demoralize you from trying something that could potentially be very life-changing and beneficial for your health and happiness. So, if you're new to fasting, try intermittent fasting. And what that means is that you note the time when you start eating in the day, usually in the morning, and you note the time when you stop eating, and over the span of a few weeks, you try to reduce this window. So an 8-hour feeding window is a good place to start, but if you're not used to that, try 10 hours, and every week shorten that time period. But this video is about a 2-day fast and the reasons why I'm doing it. So if I'm not necessarily encouraging you to do a 2-day fast, why am I making this video? It's because every day we are bombarded by so many messages from our friends, from family, from social media, from restaurants, telling us that we gotta be eating 3 or 4 meals a day. So I wanted to make this video to highlight that sometimes less is really more, and that, a lot of the things that we think is true is actually not true. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. I'm gonna give you 3 reasons why I do 2-day fasts. So the first reason why I do 2-day fast is this: it's a good way to reset your system. Imagine a sink and you're washing dishes. If you're always putting on dirty dishes and you're always washing dishes 3 or 4 times a day, then the sink is never dry. It's always wet and it's hard to do a deep clean. But let's say there's one full day where there's no dirty dishes being piled. So when you wash the dishes the night before, it has time to dry, and you can actually clean it until you can clean it to an extent that you can't clean it before. You can do a deep clean. And that's exactly what the body does to itself. When you go for 40 hours or more where you don't eat anything, you actually have the time and the space and the energy to fully digest and remove all that residual stuff in your digestive system. And that's important to note, because a lot of the food that we consume, especially if it's meat or dairy, it takes more than 1 full day to properly digest and eliminate from our system. So what's the point of resetting your system, you may ask? It's because you want to create more energy. You want to create more vitality within you. So when your system is clean, then your machine is basically processing and running more efficiently, so you have more energy and more clarity for other things. So when I'm doing these 2-day fasts, I have more mental energy and mental clarity to introspect and reflect which areas of my life do I need to improve on. What are certain things that I need to do that I'm running away from? What are certain addictions or substances or activities that I'm relying on to escape the things or the feelings that I need to be working on? So it's a good way to kickstart a spring cleaning, not just physiologically in terms of the nutrition in your body, but mentally as well, and financially, and all the other things that encompass your life. Now, aside from the first reason, which is it's a great way to reset your system, the second reason why I do 2-day fast is because it's a reminder that less is more. We live in an age right now where there's too much comfort, too much food. We have too much things that the problems in our lives, it's not usually because we don't have enough things or stuff or people. It's because we have too much. and we're over consuming, when it comes to food, when it comes to the things that we see in our digital screens as well. Usually the problem is not because we don't have enough information, or we don't have enough connections, or we don't have enough this or that. The answer is usually because we have the wrong things. We're eating the wrong food. We're consuming the wrong things in our phone screens, through social media and TV. So it's a reminder that whenever in doubt, we have to eliminate things, people, stimulus. We have to remove bad food from our diet, because that's gonna be more beneficial to our long-term health than incorporating a salad every 2 days. And being reminded why less is more is something that is so important for me, because oftentimes when I'm feeling overwhelmed, or when I'm lost in my thoughts, chasing or wanting more things, or thinking that I don't have enough this, enough that, I just have to stay still and reevaluate and reflect. And usually the answer is not in adding, it's in eliminating, it's in minimizing, it's in decluttering. So that's why it's so important for me to be reminded that less is more, especially in today's society. And that's why I really embrace minimalism. And the final reason, the third reason why I do 2-day fast is actually, in hindsight, this is actually 2 big reasons, but it boosts my belief in myself. And it reminds me that so much of what society believes to be normal or true is actually complete crap. So while most bodybuilders would have had 6, 7, or 8 meals for every 2 workouts that they do, I've had 0 by the time I finish 2 workouts. And I can push through the workouts the same way as they push through. So not only am I telling myself that, protein shakes, creatine, or BCAAs, or pre-workouts are not needed, I'm saying that even regular food, it's not important. And if you think about it, there's so much religious leaders in the past, or great people, who have always advocated fasting. And their physical performance, or spiritual performance, or mental clarity, whatnot, it has just improved. So it's a reminder that you gotta believe in yourself, and not just follow the crowd or society, because they have agendas that they're trying to push on you. I know I made this video as to the reasons why I'm doing a 2-day fast, but the reasons that I gave and listed earlier, they're all applicable as well, even if you're just doing a daily intermittent fasting routine. Because, clearing out your system, resetting your system, being reminded that less is more, boosting self-belief, and reminding yourself that a lot of what people think is true, or what society says is true, it's actually not true. These are all applicable even if you're doing a daily intermittent fasting routine. So once again, I'm making these videos because I have fun doing this. I want to help educate and inspire people who want to try out fasting, and people who may benefit from these experiences. So if you have any feedback about these videos that I'm making, nothing is off the table. You can tell me anything you want, put it in the comment section. And as always, I really want to thank you for watching. And if you can find it in your time, and if you have spare energy, please like, comment, or share, or subscribe. And as always, I really appreciate you for watching.